And a one fish, two fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. I think my sound is good on Twitch. I have my volume really low, don't I? Big. So, big. So, all right. That's good. Hey, Rod, how are you doing? I'm going to do the sound check on the YouTube. I forgot to bring that up. That over there. Do this. It's Rod Shelley. Hey, Lund, how are you doing? All right, where's my YouTube channel? There's my YouTube channel over there. We're picking up with the shoes today. All right, where's my YouTube channel? There's my YouTube channel over there. We're picking up with the shoes today. All right, I think we're good there. All right, where's my YouTube? All right, YouTube good, Twitch good, Lund, good evening. All right, I did a little more work on these when we last saw them. I got the heel. I finished up the strap. We had the little T-strap. I think we're just going to add. Part of me doesn't want to because I'm lazy. The other part says go ahead and just add the buckle. So we're going to do that. Doing good. Busy day as usual. Dentist, Optimist, Sam's Club. Yes, the minivan. Dang, dude. Yeah, me and the neighbor went to BJ's. And I've been working on that 40s lingerie all day. Now we're going to do the shoes. If I have any time, we'll do maybe a little more work on the 40s lingerie, but probably not. I'm going to go steal a buckle from another pair of shoes that I have done at some point in the past. So let me just kind of think maybe from Summer Meadow Muse. I think if I can, maybe there's a. I don't even remember what Meadow Muse looked like. I gotta even look. I can't even remember my own outfits now. We're gonna go shopping at Daz. Just so I can kind of remember if this is the outfit I want to steal a buckle from or not. Now I have this plastic thing I have to wear on your lower jaw at night. It's gonna take some getting used to. Oh dang, dude. So did I put? I do. I have a little buckle on this. You know what? I'm gonna go steal parts off of these. I'm gonna grab that little buckle there, and maybe we'll also steal the little other little thing. So anyhow, let me see if we can track those shoes down. File open. Meadow Muse would be in dresses. I think was I calling that summer 25? No, I don't. I think that was the spring. That's the spring dress. Projects. Dresses. Something in here may say spring. Supposed to keep you from grinding your teeth at night. Okay, I hope that works. Whip sandals. There we go. Let me. So we're going to do an append. So I'm going to set these two, this and this, into a collection. Um, 450. Jesus. It's just what did they cast it to your exact shape? Is that why? Is that how they're? Is that their excuse instead of going with an off-the-shelf one? Let's shift D that. Separate. Yeah, that was my thought as well. Because I know they make these mouth guards for like what, like $15, $20. let's put that let's tab out. So we're going to stick these two into a collection. That and nope, right there. And then the idea is, yo, CS Bond in the house. Bye. And my brain stopped. Something else happened. Check out Lun. That's right. Check out Lun. Yeah, I'm gonna make a collection out of that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do an append, and I'm gonna append this collection to the other file, and then I can take this and match it up to my current shoes. I might reshape it a little bit. And by the way, are you all following CS Bond too? Coolest cat, the east side of the Rockies. Yeah, baby. Were you able to keep the 3D scan? Oh, that's for art. Art for Rod. For Rod. Right? Ooh, they did a 3C scan of the upper lower jaw. And then you can take it into your modeling program. And it's the very start of 3D Rod. I think I'm done with this. I'm going to hit save on that. I'm going to go back to Rockabilly. Hey, Zach, how are you doing? I was thinking about the snake today. So, that's about it. I know I know I said I'm going to get that done. And I don't know. I can't find the original morphs I made, or how I had it on there. If I could find those, it would go a lot easier. Okay. So we're going to do an append file, append. We're going to append from that file there. So we made this collection just for the purpose of appending it. So there we go. Oh, I missed part of it. Dang it. We're going to do this again. Control Z. File, open recent. I left part of this out. Don't save. I left that out. Let's pop back in here. I got to get this as well. Control Shift D. Separate. Selection. Tab out. Select that. Add that to the buckle collection. Hit save. Open the other one. All right, we'll do the append. I don't know if there's a shortcut key for the pen. Probably. The way Blender is. Back to here, into here. That collection. There's that buckle collection. And that's better. Does that have a modifier on it? It doesn't. We're going to delete. Let's grab you. Tab. Dang it. Let's hide you. Select you. Tab in. Am I in edit mode? I can't tell. No, I'm not in edit mode. Why can I not get into edit mode here? All right, I'm in edit mode now. Oh, you totally have a mirror modifier on you. And you have the sub D modifier. I want to shape this just a little bit but here, let's get rid of this mirror modifier for right now. Same thing with that one. Oh, actually, get rid of the mirror modifier on that. You know what? I'm just going to join these up. Just look at this from the front. I'm going to move this. It's going to be somewhere over here. Let's move the origin to this where it's a little easier, or just it is selecting from the meeting point. Well, let's do the global. Is that You still, it's like there's a point or something in here. That origin to geometry. There we go. I think this will work out better. So I'm going to make that a little bit larger. This is going to sit kind of right about there. Let's see if we've got materials for these. Stwap, inside stwap metal. I tab in here. What are you? Control L. Did I just put it? I did not. What? You think you're strap? You're not strap. You're metal. Buckle. Let's make you buckle. You are buckle. And you are probably, you know what, I'm going to make you strap. For some reason. So, oh yeah, I want to make you straps. That's what I want. Just do this. All right. And I accidentally assigned you to the wrong thing, didn't I? Now I've lost buckle. Oh, that's because I probably did something like this. Okay, we're getting there. Now I think I'm going to shape this a little bit more squarish, I think. I think I'm just going to pull those out, like that. I'm going to redo that. Just trying to, and I'm just going to do the kind of the same thing over on these two. You dentist did something similar a while back. Upper and lower jaw with all the teeth I had at the time. Word for a reference. Oh, nice. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to just try to line that up a little bit. That's not actually too bad. And my clipping's a little off. Fix that. There we go. That's better. That way when I get close, it doesn't do weird stuff. So let's rotate you a little bit more like that. A little bit more like so. I'm just going to move you out so you're not hitting the side there. Get you out a little like that. I just bring you around like so. That's going to be good. Okay, so for this strap's going to come around this. I missed that. Control L. Right, let's line that up a little bit better. About like something like that, I think. Oh, that's nice. I don't talk about my mouth. Is that what I want to do? I think that's close. I think we're then going to get this strap to wrap up and over and back, and then we'll bring another one up and around this. So I'm just going to put a loop cut in there. And I think I'm going to do some sliding on that to line it up a little bit better. put that on the center there. That on the center there. Probably. Okay, I'm just gonna. We'll just G stretch. Can I G stretch you? Yep. And then I'll just G stretch the other side. I'm prepping. I'm gonna give myself a little bit more geometry in here before I do that. I'm gonna just slide that down into there. And you know what? I'm gonna move you out that way. We'll just use good old G stretch to straighten those up. And you know what? Those two faces right there should be like straps. I got an awful lot of materials to assign in here. No Coke, Pepsi. Oh yeah, I want to straighten that up a little bit. Where am I? Oh, there I am. And I'm just going to put a couple of, I want to loop cut there, that. We're going to just slide that out so it goes over there. I'm off just a little bit. That's okay. We're going to fix this to align to that. Kind of like so. We're getting there. You're going to come out like that. And can I just do this? Kind of gives me that cool curve. And then maybe we can just add a little bit of a curve into here, but not quite as much as that. We get that to kind of wrap around. Dang it, now you're hungry again. I didn't really eat. I have a curry chicken Jamaican patty. On Blender, following tutorial on creating digital clock readout using GeoNodes. Oh, dang. I can never remember GeoNodes. I have followed a few tutorials on those, and I keep getting... And it's more or less ground, I feel like I'm always starting over. Do a little proportional editing, but not too much. I want to kind of straighten that up a little bit. Probably okay. You know what? I think I'm just going to pull. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's put a split right there. And I always forget, what is it? The loop? No. There's a split that I keep forgetting. Is it just split? Is that it? Yeah, that's not what I wanted. I always keep forgetting what this is. There's a way to just cut that. And edge split, that's what it is. Edge split. I keep getting split and edge split confused. Go figure. How could that even possibly happen? I don't know. I think I did it again, though. Let's try this again. I'm pretty sure it's edge split I want to do. Let's switch this to connected only. Oh, I am on connected only already. Well, there we go. That's what I wanted to do. And now I have the two parts of the strap passing each other. And then we just can do an extrude and pull that out. We're going to shape that up a little bit better. You're going to come out like that. And I think, whoops. And then we're going to just add some more shape to that. This is great though, using parts of other models. Kind of, yeah. It's like I've done this part before. Well, I mean, it's like this whole shoe actually starts as a proto boot. So way back a couple years ago, I made a really nice low poly boot. And a lot of my shoes kind of just get pulled out of that. Am I in the right one? Close enough? And I'm just going to pull that, rotate it a little bit, move it out. And that's going to kind of sit right under there. Then I can just add, then I can just do the bevel thing that I did before to add that extra smooth that out geometry wise like that. Gives me a nice curve to that. We're going to close this off, and then I'm just going to round these corners out. And then I'm going to fix that because I'm going to have some nasty geometry in there when I get done with that. Let's do 1, 2, 3, and we'll do the old F key, and fill that, and select this and this. I'm going to bevel those just a little bit, maybe like that, just to round it off. Of course, this geometry really doesn't make a difference in DAZ, but you know, people are going to bitch. I'm gonna just delete those, delete these. I'm just gonna rebuild. And what do I got? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this will one. I need to just do a connect here to here. Probably cleverer ways to do this instead of just manually putting this all together. Dang it. Are you not? There it is. Okay, now I can start doing 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And I've got an extra one in here. I'm going to split these. And I'm going to build 1, 2, 3. Actually, I'm going to do it on the other side. I'm going to do the inside first. And then can I just walk that around? Does that go? No, it doesn't. That did not. Oops, that's the wrong one. So I like that. Then I just have to do the other side. I just got to build the top out. Same drill. Grabbed the wrong one, didn't I? I grabbed another wrong one. But will you just fill in? Yep. Okay. That end's done. Now we're just going to pull this and just wrap it around this a little bit. And you know what? I got an idea. Try this. So I'm just going to do a little extrude. Actually, what I'm going to do is, can I just fill you? Yeah, I'm going to fill this and then I'm going to extrude and orient off the normals. That'll kind of give me the angles I want. So here, we're just going to do that. Then I can just pull and just pull straight off that normal there. And what's that red? That X. So RX. I can just Kind of spin that like that. And we just kind of extrude that out. Kind of spin that around. Extrude that. Not too bad. Extrude that. Move it a little bit. You know what? Let's get the proportional editing turned off. Now I've gone to. Did I not extrude you out? I guess I didn't. Okay, it's still looping its way around. Okay. Excellent, excellent. Getting there. Need to just rotate you a little bit like that. All right, coffee time for Rod. Where'd my thing go? I can't see. It must be on the other side. I tilted a little bit so it's not lining up perfectly anymore. But, I think I'm just going to do that. I'm going to call that good. Oh, are you flipped? Or are you just. Oh, I accidentally deleted faces over here. Dang. I thought I was applying a material I must have inadvertently just deleted. Or I must have still had it selected when I was doing a deletion or something. Okay. All right, let's just double check our foot. Wrong foot. That foot. Just make sure everything fits. We gotta start UV mapping and assigning more materials to this. So I think this is good. These two, I think I've already got seams on, so those are probably good. And they already got materials. I just have to tediously do the rest of the, and I have strap. I am going to do an inside strap on parts of these. So let's select, let's tab in. Let's select all of that. Why do I not? Because I haven't combined them yet. This has got a level of sub D on it, so I think we're going to apply that and then we'll combine everything. Control J. I don't have that selected. Let's try that again. Here we go. That is good. Over here. I got way too many materials and I'm not using any of them. Too bad there's not a quick way to just enable to remove, I gotta tab out. I am going to use these, but we're going to clean things up a little bit here and then work backwards. Scrap. It can get rid of that. Scrap inside I will use later. Hat, sole bottom, heel, tip, heel. I'm just going to do, all right, these are what I've got right now. And did I see something funky down there? I didn't. Okay, never mind. We're good. I'm going to isolate out the straps and we'll set up the seams on that. Also, I think we'll have an inside strap for parts of these. Let's tab in, make sure nothing's selected, select that, hide it, select that, and hide it. I've got nothing left but straps. I think this has got seams on it. Yep, I can see some seams on that. We're just going to make sure, and I don't need to see 07. Okay, so I do have a seam there. Excellent. I want a seam here and here. And I'm going to put seams here. Can I just select that edge there? And here. Let's mark those. I'm going to put a seam here, here. And if I'm correct, that's all I need to do with that. And I can mark that. And then I think if I just... Okay, no, you're still connected over. Okay, so I need to put a seam in. Oh, there, I don't have, I need a seam right there. That's why it's bleeding through. All right, I'm still bleeding through somewhere. Let me, well, let's do this. It might be right over here somewhere. Oh, right there. I didn't mark a seam there. I thought I had. All right, that's good. That's going to be strap inside. Underside. Sign that. Nope. Give that a color we can easily see. Right, that. Let me see if I've also cleverly set this up to do the same thing. I think so. I think that, no, did you not wrap all the way around? Why did you? That's what I wanted it to do. I don't know why that didn't work before. All right, so those are good. So this should be, I might want to just put a split right there and there. And do I not have an underside on this? I apparently don't have an underside on that. I probably should add one and assign that to the, whatchamacallit. Right there and there. We're gonna, did I select the right things? Probably not. Nope. Seam there. Can I just bridge? You know, let's try. A little bridge. Bridge edges. Did that not work? Dang it. Try that again. Oh, no, that was bevel edges. Doy bridges. So, did I break something? Let's try this again. Here. here, here. Of course, I did grab the wrong one, didn't I? Here, here. No, there's something amiss with these. Hey, Rod's back. All right, merge by distance. What is going? I just want to do, let's maybe just do this old school. Like that to that. Did that work? Then this, see, that's just, what did I just connect to? Okay, so why are you not automatically facing? Oh, I think I know what happened. I think I have a wrong material on part of this. That's what it is. Alt H. If I look at the backside of that, yeah, there's my problem. Because I had faces there the whole time. I had thought when I filled this in, instead of just making a strap like the rest of it, it went with a different material. All right, now I'm good with that. Now I'm going to just select that, and then hide everything else. Is it Shift H? I need a seam. I want a seam there. Seam there. Seam. So I think I'm going to put a split right there. I seem to have, right? Put a split there. I don't know if I got a split there or not already, but we will have one there now. Mark a seam up here. I'm going to mark seams on these edges right here. I think I'm going to take, that looks like it. Is that a seam or is that a sharp? Here, seam, that looked like a seam. Maybe not. Maybe you were a sharp. You're probably a sharp. Okay. There and there. There. Those. And I'm just going to set it up over here. Same kind of thing. I can see what I'm doing. So we're zooming in. All right, let's go to UV editing. Select all. And let's unwrap that. I still have something connected. I thought I undid that. I'm eventually going to see, where are you? Let's do this. Did I not click on the thing? You're right there. I could have sworn I put a seam there. What the diggity? Maybe I made a sharp there instead. That would be par for the course, right? Now let's try this. There we go. Okay, these are done. What I'm going to do is we're going to do the thing here, UV uh, seams from islands. This way it'll actually mark seams around all these edges. So that is good. Back into here, tab in, show everything. Let's select the straps. Select those. Let's hide them for right now. And then we'll just focus on the rest of this. And I shouldn't do that in edge view. Undo that. Let's switch over to face mode. I hit the S key. My bad. All right, now I'm going to hide you. And then we're going to set up more seams. Um, so all these red lines are kind of making it hard for me to see what I'm doing. So let me see if I could there's a way to, I'm just only going to look at seams. So we're just going to clip all of that down. And then I'm just going to mark seams. So I know I'm going to want a seam there, seam that comes around through here, seam that's going to wrap back through there, and maybe all the way through like that. Did you go all the way around? You did. I'm marking a seam. And then what I can do is L should just stay within that. This will be inside, interior, something like that. What do I got? Insole, iris, strap inside. I'm just going to call this inside. Underside. Do that. Sign that there. Also, this is going to be underside in here. But I don't want this edge. I'm going to sign that edge to be something else. So we're going to kind of do the same thing here. I don't actually want that seam, or do I want that seam out there? I'm contemplating. Why are you? No, I want that right there. Oh, wait, that's going to work. Let's mark that. I just mark that. Mark that. That go all the way around? It did not. Mark that a seam. Damn heels. Yes, sir. All right, Control L. Yay. That is going to be assigned to that inside, underside. Find that. So let's select that and hide it for now. All right. So definitely going to want to seam right there. I'm going to make that a toe. This is actually going to be part of the toe because whatever color this is, I actually want this little strip to match it. Although I guess technically, yeah, I want it to match. So let's do, then that work, Control L that, and Control L that. That's going to be a toe. You assign that, hide it. All right. I think this will be heel back in here. That gets marked as a seam. Also, I think I probably have to mark some little seams in here somewhere. Right there. Another one over here. Then we should be able to grab that. Make one of those. Select all of that. And I'm going to call that, I mean, it's heel and then you have heel. There's actually another name for this. Let me, and I saw it when I was working on boots. Parts of a shoe. Heel cap. Is that what I want to call that? Parts of a high heel shoe. The counter. I think that's what we're, yeah, we're going to call that the counter. Plus. Assign that. Hide it as we go along. Getting there. All right, this is going to be the insole. So the question is, you know what? This is going to be part of the sole edge, I think. Or there's another term for that. I saw it when I was making boots the other day. The welt. That's the welt. You don't see a lot of the welt on this pair of shoes because of the way it's made, but this little part right in here is the welt. We're going to set that up. That and that. Mark those. And this is the insole. I think I actually have something that says insole already. And then I want to put a little seam right there for the welt. What the fuck's a welt? Control L. Do that, do this, type welt. Sign that, hide that. The insole is now completely separated. That's fine. Now we're just going to do so that through there, and then through here, here. We'll mark those. Okay, sometimes you have heels that have a different, this would be like a heel front, I guess. Heel and heel front. Heel, heel, there's a word for it, I can't see it. Butte, is that what that says? Breast, breast. So I don't know, I guess we will mark that as a heel breast. Let's do that. I don't want to go all the way down because I am going to have a heel tip. I don't know if it's called a heel tip. I've always just called it a heel tip because I'm lazy that way. I think those are the last of my seams. We're just double checking. Actually, I want to just put a seam right there and there. Probably good enough. So this is going to be heel tip. I think, yeah, I do have a thing called heel tip. I'm going to call that heel. I'm going to call this the heel breast. Like anybody else is ever going to pay attention to this. Heel breast. Okay. I am gonna, let's assign this. I'm just gonna call that a sole edge. Is there actually a technical term for that, or I think it's just a sole? But because of the way I work, I like to be able to put a different material zone on the edge than what is actually on the bottom. So that will be sole edge, and then the last one's sole. I apparently have something called Soul Edge. So let's go grab that. Sign that. Control L on that. And odds are I do have something. It's the last material standing, and it's called Soul. It's almost like I did that on purpose. Not really, but hey, I'll take that. And that should be buckle, right? Yep, I think we're good. Now I've got all my seams, so it's a matter of now let's see how it UV maps. Let's see if what I've screwed up so far. So Alt H, we bring everything back into view. Control A, unwrap with a U, minimize stretch. Okay, so whatever's going on here, I'm going to try to split that up so I can get a little bit better mapping out of that. That's right. We now have a soul edge, and that's a sword name, right? I have to do. Where are you? You're right there. Dude, I totally marked you with seams. Here, let's come back over here and set this up so I can see what we're doing again. Am I in the right thing? No, no, no. It should have, when I did that seams from Island thing, I should have gotten a seam right there. And the odds are that this is the other side. Right there. All right, let's see how that works out. That's looking better. Okay. Okay, so since it's two shoes, we're gonna put this into half the UV. This is where that money I spent on Packmaster basically pays for itself. Um, let's come down here to custom box. It looks like I might have a custom box already. Let's see. Chris has a custom box. There we go. All right, moving along. Uh, so since I'm here, I'm gonna split up my colors for my ID map at this point. So we're all set. Let's put the having said that, I'm going to do this first. Let's put our mirror modifier on here. Mirror. Okay, we've got to accept all our transforms. There we go. All right, if I do this, that means that the mirrored portion gets its own mirrored UVs. That's the reason why we put this stuff in one half. And when this actually gets generated, that goes into the other half. So I think we're good. Let me put these colors up a little bit better. All right, I think that will act as the ID map. We do this, send this over to the substance. So I think from here I can save out the substance versions, and then we can load this into whatchamacallit. We're currently shaped for Genesis 9. So let's rig shoes. We're going to do, you know what? I can just do 2 exports today, I think. Let's do this. Activate export. Use my DAS preset, so we're only exporting the selected and not all the other hidden stuff in here. Let's come over to, yes, this is Rockabilly. Let's make a new folder, Substance. And Rockabilly Heels, IDs. Actually, I'm going to say G9. And I got materials selected, so do that. Right, we export a second time with no materials, because that's just the cruel reality of working with Substance Painter. Should be good. Look at this from the front. Probably close enough. All right. Let's hit save. Saving, I've heard good things about this saving business. So we'll do that. All right, I need PowerPoint because I need this file right here, rigging shoes in Daz Studio. This is my instructions for rigging shoes based off of Josh, I think it was a Josh Darling video on YouTube. My process is kind of a modified version of this. Anyhow, hello, Daz. So I think, unless I've done something stupid, these are for G9. I have to kind of try to remember the angle of this. Put you off to the side for now. And we're going to import in our mesh. 40s underwear. We are working on Rockabilly Swing, Whip, Substance. That one right there. Nope. Where did you go? Now comes the big question. Where did I just save this stuff? Probably in the 40s or something. Kind of helps if you're paying attention to what you're doing. Project 40s, Rockabilly 2025. That's my problem. I'm in the wrong Rockabilly folder. I want to be in this one over here. There's the heels. That's the one with the IDs. That's the one we want to use in Daz. And I got to set that back to 10,000. Oops, I lost track of what I was doing. 10, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Oh God, you girls will appreciate that. All right, let's get these feet into those shoes. I usually will do like steps of 5. So we'll start with the left foot. And then whatever I go down that way, we bend the toes up almost like an. So if I like do 45 down, we bend the toes 45 up. At least that's kind of how I used to do it. I don't know if I still remember to do that or not. We just bend that down pretty close. If I put 30 in there, that did not work. You know what? That 32 seems to be okay. So much for going by notches of 5. Anyhow, let's move the toes. Minus 32 on that bend. See if that works. It's poking through just a little bit. Maybe 31, 31. No, 32 looks. I'm not getting any space in there though. Do I need to tweak my whatchamacallit a little bit? Yeah, I don't really have a lot of space. I probably, you know what? I think we're just gonna pull these out just a little bit further through, maybe through here. I'll do through here. Fan that out a little bit. A little bit of that. Pull that off just a little bit. All right, let's re-export. So no materials, with materials. Lose that, re-import. Okay, and then I'm going to tweak the, I guess we'll take the toe bend down. Maybe we'll just do that at minus 30. Oh, probably going to be good. All right, so that's going to be, actually, let's do this. Direction left to right. We're doing symmetry. All right, let's save this as our foot pose so we can come back to it later. And I am totally in the wrong directory. All right, do I have a Rockabilly directory yet? I do not. We need a directory for this stuff. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Go. Content directory manager. Yes, studio format. Add. Projects. 50s. Rockabilly. 2025. Select that. I don't have anything in there. Let's go add some stubs in there. Control E. I'm gonna steal stuff from the 40s folder. I don't want to cut. I don't want to stop that. Stop that. A copy. There we go. Though I didn't want to do that just yet because I need a need this template in here first. I need a people folder. I need a runtime folder. I need templates folder. It'll automatically create a data folder later. Rockabilly 2025. D. Did you not? There we go. People. I got nothing in here. New folder. Rockabilly. I gotta check something really quick. Because this is an update of an older address, I just want to make sure I'm not sticking in the same folder. I'm gonna see. Rockabilly swim. Rockabilly outfit. Last one was called Rockabilly outfit. Rockabilly swing. I think the last one was Rockabilly outfit. Have pants, scarf, shoes, top. Fit. Let's take a look at what's in this folder here. No, that's a DAS product. Okay. Where's the Chris product? What did I call it? Rockabilly. Rockabilly swing. Rockabilly swing dress. Maybe I'll just call it Rockabilly swing. G8. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to call it. Okay, I'm sorry, I still can't. Rockabilly swing G8 female. This is what the old one. I'm just double checking what I called things in the previous version. Runtime textures. The rockabilly swing. So I should say rockabilly swing. The one or swing 25. I think I'll probably call it swing 2025. Got it. And let's take a look at what we have in the data folder here. Swing dress. Swing dress 25. I'll call it rockabilly swing. Got it. So got it. All right. We're clear on stuff. I think I'm clear on stuff. Anyhow, we're still setting up folder stuff, right? Not to get too far ahead of myself. So that I don't need. This has already confused himself, I know. Yeah, so this is good. I'm going to sneak over here and borrow that materials files. Bring that over here. I'm going to just paste that right there. I need to come over here. I need this generic file here. That comes over here into our textures. I've updated my generic files for that. Paste this. Maybe, maybe not. There it is. I need a Genesis 9 version. Rockabilly Swing G9. Do that. Copy. And then I'm going to just steal this materials file again. Copy over there for now. All right, now we've got stuff set up. I can start saving things. But first we got to put this onto that. So that, all right. Where's my instructions? There's my instructions. Basically, pose feet, export, import shoes. We're right here, import shoes. Copy you currently used hidden parameters. Select that. Come up to here, currently used. Wait a minute. Are there no currently used? No way. I've got the wrong thing selected. I'm in the pose folder. That's my problem. There we go. This is what we're looking for right here. This is how I remember what those settings are, just in case I forget. So what we want is we want these numbers right here. Okay, bake the joint rotations. Use the joint editor tool. Edit, bake joint rotations. We're going to reset these dials to, I can see that in there, 49, 49.2, and the other one's 50. 49.2, 49.2, 50, and 50. Okay. So we reset those. Use the transfer tool. Do not use a projection template. So important. I had to put the note in there to keep me from using it. Transfer tool. Genesis 9. Rockabilly heels. Do not use a template. I just said that, didn't I? Accept. All right, it did its little magic thing. 0 JCMs on the shoes. But basically, we just turn all of this stuff to 0. reverse the pose. I forgot to save the pose. Damn it. I think it was 32 and 30. That's what I was doing. That's what I needed to do. I needed to save the pose. Dangity dang it. I'm going to have to just load another Genesis in here. And let me see if I can remember what that was. I want to say it was like end of 32. Then I took those toes. We did a minus 30 on them. That looks about right. All right, then we're just going to mirror that to the other side. So actually, I can just type those in, but I want to save this pose anyhow. Content library. So now we have this folder here, and I can start saving parts of the project. Pose preset. RS. Rockabilly. Swing. Use. Pose. G9. Okay, check only modified, which should just be the feet. Accept that. Should be good. And what I can do is come over here, apply that pose. They are now bass assward. So I'm going to flip those back the other way. 32 becomes minus 32. Those should be 30. Shift Y is good. Where are we on the instructions? Reverse pose, touch up weight maps. I'm not going to do that. We're going to export the shoes right now. And then I'm just going to re-rig them as shoes. And then we might need to touch up the heels a little bit. I don't need the instructions anymore. I think I don't need the instructions anymore. My export button. Over here. Here. To here. Rockabilly. Shoes. G9. Should be good. Oh, no, wait there. Okay. Hide that. Bring that back in. And let's re-import that. All right, we're going to use the transfer tool to put this on this second Genesis figure here. We know that you're, oh, cool. Transfer tool. Second Genesis. Use these shoes. I can now use a projection template. I can use the footwear template. Accept that. Come back into here. Oh, the pose went back. How are you looking? You're looking okay. I probably need to touch that up. I want to take a look at these shoes. I have a few extra toes in there I may or may not get rid of. You clipped a little bit in the back, though, for some reason. We can fix this. I'm going to load in. Let's try this. We're going to load a morph target in. That morph target is going to be the original shape. So we're going to pop over here to that substance IDs. Either one of these would probably work. Accept that. It was successful. Come over here, down to here. I'm going to dial that back in. Okay, so I'm now going to zero out this again, re-export these. Maybe try to update the base geometry or something. I don't know. Let's try this. Control Shift F. Select that. Export that. I'm going to overwrite you. Say yes. Accept. Control Shift F resets that back to that state there. I'm going to update the base geometry with what we just saved. Then when we put the pose back on here, okay, that seemed to clean it up an awful lot. I can probably stand some cleanup in here, but let's see how this is posing. Might need to add a fix morph back in here. Or maybe not. Okay. You're not going to like this, but rigging for Genesis 9, especially with shoes, just always turns out easier than Genesis 8. Because of things like that. Genesis 8, that probably would have issues. I would probably have to make a morph to fix that. And here, I just have to do a lot less fix morphs with the Genesis 9 versions. That heel's looking good, too. I don't have to really touch up the weights on that heel. It's moving a little bit, but not too bad. If I were doing that with Genesis 8, it's because Genesis 8 doesn't have a dedicated projection template for footwear. Anyhow, let's check my names. Got the wrong thing selected. And I select my shoes. I'm going to check my surfaces here. Come on. So I got all my materials. So all those materials we went to all the trouble to make are still here. Yay. I'm just going to throw a generic shader on here and we're just going to save these out. Then we'll launch Substance Painter and get this set up to start making texture files. Then maybe I'm going to get that set up in Substance, then we'll hop back and see if I can get these onto the Genesis 8 real fast. Probably not in a half an hour, but we'll see. Anyhow, select that. I'm going to apply my generic shader. All right, we're going to save these shoes. I like that name. Come over to here. So right here, RS Rockabilly Swing shoes. Take that and remove that part that says pose. And you're going to be, I don't have a project name here yet. Rockabilly Swing. Let's do that. RS Rockabilly Swing G. Looks good. Footwear, excellent. Should be fine. Let me see if I can quickly get our texture file started here. Okay, we have saved the two files. The two files that I need for Substance Painter, the OBJ files. One's got the material names and colors, and the other one doesn't. The one that doesn't is what we load up into Substance Painter, just because if I brought that in with all those materials, it would create individual texture sets for each one. And I can't work with that. I just need one And what it does is it kind of makes all these separate texture sets. So if you export it out, for every material, it would make a set of textures for it. Instead, I have to do it this way. File, new. I'm going to work at 4K. I've been trying to do that. It's a little slower, so hopefully it doesn't kill the stream or anything. I want that one right there. No materials. Looking good. Open that. Say OK. All right, I'm going to arrange this so I can actually see chat again. Just in case somebody says anything. You never know. It could happen. I think I got to bake my mesh maps. So I have this stuff all set up and ready to go, except we got to do something special for the ID map. Hey, Adri, add the on deck. Earthenware, welcome. Adrian deck. um, you're on YouTube. Yeah, I see that. I'm making shoes. We're in the texture phase at this point. This is going to go for Genesis 9 and Daz. You know, you watch you just. Oh, I appreciate you being here so much, Rod. All right, I need my ID map. So we're going to load in the version with the colors. You can't see that, but there's a preview over there on the right side underneath chat with colors. Bring that in. Change that output size to 4K. I got to adjust these to be as small as possible, but not 0. And we bake that, and it puts those ID colors on there. We'll come in the painting. And let me see if I can. I should bookmark things more often. I've already probably lost the page that had those cool rock Billy shoes. They were red and black. I'm a potter. The earthenware kind of makes it think like it could have been. Just starting to do some coding with game makers, so not sure what's going on. Okay. Well, I appreciate you popping in and saying hi. I'm googling shoes over on screen too for my references. I'll be back to the main screen in a minute here. Going shopping. They look kind of like that. I'm trying to find the exact pair I was. Totally should have bookmarked that yesterday. Oh, I can probably go through my Google history. It was red and black. You know what? That's a ruby slipper. What the hell? It's kind of a T-strap. Actually, this is pretty close. So it kind of gives me an idea of the different areas I want to texture. And everybody's with the freaking pop-ups. I swear the internet has become such a cesspool of ads. So the ones I was looking at, and I wasn't looking at suede. We're going to do patent leather, and I was going to do red and black. You know what? I kind of like that beige there. You know what? I'll put black on the welt. I don't have a little edge here. We're going to do, I like this dark brown. No, I'm going to do black on the soles and the heels as well, I think. And maybe we'll take this color here and put it on this heel breast. So we'll try that. I So back into substance, the texture stuff, leather, somewhere in here, fine leather. That's going to be, we'll use that as our starting point. I'm going to tweak the roughness on that to make it shinier. Also, for some reason, it comes in with this. I'm going to make you a bluer color. And leather roughness, I'm going to take you over there so you get that much more of a sheen to it. Maybe not that much. Of course, in Daz, it always looks different. Okay, that's our start. I'm going to take the same thing and I'm going to copy that. 8 layers. Oh, Zach said something. You could see my library full of complete mess in Daz. Yeah. Mine got even worse when I started becoming actually making products too. Because not only do I have a really messed up main DAS folder, I now have like 80 other separate DAS runtimes. Oh, which I probably should get in there and clean up again. Let's do this. I'm going to put a black mask on that. I'm going to put a color selector on there. I'm going to select that color. I know you can't see anything right now. And we're just going to, that's going to become, I'm going to make that a red. And we're waiting for it to catch up. All right, I like that. I'm going to put a different material on the sole in here. And I'm going to put a natural color on the inside here and here. There. Let's see, what do I got here? Is this leather? Let me try the leather grain right in there. That seemed to, what the hell? I think I clicked on something that I didn't mean to. I don't like that. Never mind. Hopefully the stream's not running too slow. I can feel it straining a little bit. Natural leather suede. I like, you know what? I'm going to put that back in here. Okay, we're going to tile that up so it looks better. Now I'm going to put that on the underside of the straps as well. Put that there. Is that the same color? I think I have to tweak something. No, it's not. They're just really close. Okay, and then I want to put that natural leather there and here. Oh, and I got to put some metal on my buckle. Where was that leather grain? There you are. Choose there. And it did the same thing that we just did, so I have to make that. That also, we're going to tile that up. I fat fingered something. All right, that's better. Let's tile that so it looks smoother. Do I have a roughness adjustment for that as well? So that roughness makes it a little shinier. We're reducing the roughness to get a little more sheen in there, I'm hoping. Anyhow, while it's thinking about that, I'm going to also apply that to the heel breast, I think. Never mind, I don't like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to find some sort of material to stick here and here. Oh, and I need my metal. Make that a little brass buckle. maybe spell brass correctly. Might help things. All about the brass, about that brass, about that brass. I'm sorry. I think I missed. I can't tell. It's still there we go. Got it. I do need to add some details, and I'm going to add stitching, and I'm going to add things that are going to look like little holes. But for right now, I think this is going to be the starter texture. Oh no, I'm still doing that. Let me take a look at my leathers and my rubbers. I have a rough used dark stuffy stuffed leather to put there, and then that's going to be like a little rubber tip on the heel. So maybe leather dark rough. You know, it's probably going to be good enough. Although, I'm going to take a look. And my lighting model just makes it hard to see what I'm doing here. There's a way to rotate the light, but I've never bothered to learn that. That's probably going to be good enough. Okay, plastic rubber. I'm just going to put that on this little heel tip here. And I'm going to call that good for now. Let's save this so that it has a unique name and not the silly default name. Save as Rockabilly 2025. Runtime, textures, me. I need a folder in here that's going to say Rockabilly 2025. New folder. Rockabilly Swing 2025. And actually I'm in the wrong place because I'm going to just save that right there. Okay, Control Shift E, and we export our textures. 5-channel template that I set up a long time ago, right there. Export that. Open up the output directory. URD. You're just not refreshing. There we are. There's my textures. That looks like it's black, but I have a brass in there, which tells me there's something in here. And we're just going to cut all of this. So this goes into that folder in the texture directory that I just made there. My system's just not refreshing nicely today, is it? It's been a Budinsky. All right, so that's the start of this. Let's see if we can. So I'm going to get these starter textures on the shoes, and then we'll try to get it on the Genesis 8 as well. So I'm going to hit save on that. I'm going to close Substance down. If my stream's running really slow, hopefully this will improve things. There we are with the shoes. Here's our textures, and we're going to pop over here to the surfaces. And I should be able to just drag and drop, although it always kind of whines a little bit about this. You go, so I put a height to the bump channel. My normal map goes to the normal channel. roughness, I drop into the glossy roughness channel. And I have a metallic map goes into the felicity channel. Should be good. Let's just hold D and do a quick render here just to see how we're looking. That's coming along. I do want to add stitching detail, so that's still to do. But other than that, I think we're in the ballpark. It's a start. My brass is looking a little flat, though. It could just be the lighting. I've got an awful blue hue in here. And if that's really metallic, it's probably picking up a lot of color from the background. Anyway, I'm going to resave these. Now that we've got our textures on there. Looking good. Okay. I'm going to try to slack fit these. A couple things. I think I could just get rid of this. I think we're safe. Let's load in a Genesis 8 and see if I can get these on. I'm probably trying to be too clever, so this may not work. Alrighty. So let's pop back over to Blender. Hit save just to be safe. Let's grab that. I'm going to make a copy of this. This is the one that we're going to fit to Genesis 8. I have kind of an idea what I want to do here. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to auto fit it on the bat using this Genesis 9 clone available at DAZ, I believe. We don't have a shoe option here like we do with the Genesis 9. I have to just say full body and accept that. And then I'm going to try to just match that pose. And then we're going to export that out. Try to fix the shape. So side by side, I think you're -6. So if we do the same thing we did on the other one, we bent that 32. Oops, that was the metatarsal. Let's try this one here. Bend the foot 32. Kick the toes back. -30. Take a look at how that's. So that's not quite lining up the same. So I think I'm going to just move that like that. I'm going to pose the metatarsal just a little bit. I'm going to switch to right view. So I'm looking at, nope, let's try left view. Not bad. So somewhere in there, so I'm going to export out this and then this, and then we're going to take the original shoe and kind of get it to fit this better. Then I'm going to use that as a morph target for cleaning up this shape. First things first, let's select that. Export that out. G8F for shoe. And actually, before I forget, let's save this pose. I've got the wrong thing. I've got the wrong thing selected. Damn it. Now I have the right thing selected. Try this again. G8F for shoe. Goes. Let's do the do that. Rockabilly. Choose G8 female. Accept that. Just double check and make sure I haven't my mesh resolution still base. Yeah, that's fine. I want to bend those toes up more. I might later, but not right now. Okay, let's save this pose. Okay, so this is Genesis 8, so let's go over to the Genesis 8 folder. Save as a pose preset. Right there. RS Rockabilly Swing Use G8 female. Oh, and I wanted to say pose. And I put a V in it. Check only modifieds. I've got the wrong thing selected. Am I in the right folder? I am in the Genesis 8. Okay. RS Rockabilly Swing Choose Pose G8 female. Okay. Check only modified, so that's worked looking better. Pop back over into here. I don't need to see that. I think I made a copy. I did not make a copy of this. And it's still called boot. Oh well. Let's do that. And let's move you into a separate collection of your own. And now let's get in the things we just exported. Rockabilly. Don't. I do want that, but just to kind of see where we are. So just going to use that other shoe as a guide. Just kind of show me where I might want to start positioning this. And then we're going to bring in the Genesis 8 and fit it better. And then we'll update with this shape here. So that I don't want anymore. And more G8F4 shoe. We want that. Now I just want to get this shoe to fit that foot. So let's start by just kind of lining it up towards the heel. And we're going to do a bunch of proportional editing here. think I'm going to rotate that just a hair on the z-axis. RZ. If I say 3, I went the wrong way. Oh, let's switch you back to global. RZ3. That I want to do RZ minus 3 maybe. Pull you over just a little bit. Probably a good starting point. All right, proportional editing is activated. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to start. Pull that up like that. I'm going to do the. I'm just going to realign the heel so that that kind of aligns with this. We're just going to start moving stuff around. Get that to cover that. You out. Get that over there. Take a look at cleaning up the heel a little bit. At that point where I pulled one way and I was distorting a little on the other side. All right, we're getting there. A little bit more work. Get that there. Are we fitting? I don't know. Let's zoom in and take a look at a little closer around the ankle. Probably is a little nudge off just there a little bit. Probably off a little too much. I think I'm good. All right, so that should be the Genesis 8. So hopefully I can just update the geometry that we've got sitting in DAZ. Otherwise, I just have to re-rig it from this shape. So I'm going to export that. Just going to overwrite this Rockabilly Shoe G8 female guide shape. Just make sure I'm using DAZ preset. Export that. Ideally, my UV should look good. My mirroring should still be fine. Let's switch back to say my default view. And let's update this shape with and then I'm going to update that. All right, so I'm going to load this in as a morph target. Fingers crossed that nothing got screwed up. I think. All right. Well, it didn't fail there. All right, there's our new clean shape. So let's see if we can update this geometry. Shift F on that. We're going to export this out again. And then re-import it. You know what? I'm gonna not override that because I think I need it. All right, reset that. Load in the new shape. I think we're close. I think I'm good on this one. And then it's a matter of, let's see how this bends. Yeah, that's not quite as smooth. I can probably just smooth out though with a weight mat brush. So it's 9. It's a little past 9. About quitting time. I'm just going to touch this up with a weight mat brush, save this out, and then we'll look for somebody to raid. Yo, Art is in the house. Bye bye. Good to see you, Art. You're just in time for the raid, and just a little bit of touch up. Rockabilly shoe. Go get that left foot. Let's see. Let's come over here. Select that. Activate the smoothing. Thank you, Charles. Do that. I think that was Charles. That was Charles. Awesome sauce. That is Charles. Yeah, that makes that look a little better, doesn't it? Oh, you know what I forgot to do though? I forgot to use symmetry because we don't want to do this twice. So I'm just going to smooth that out just a little bit. Improves the look a little. I'm going to tweak the rest of these later, but for right now, this is where we're going to stop for today. I think this is good. Let's save these. And these shoes, if anybody is wondering, nope, that's not that. That's not the dress. Somebody didn't load his dress in. What the hell? Anyhow, this is the dress we're working on. I did a old version of this, which is a lot like this, just Genesis 8, and it was kind of simple. We've got the new version, and these shoes are going to go with that. And there's an option. I'm debating whether or not to actually have it be that long. I did make a little shorter setup. Anyhow, I got to save these, and then we're going to call it a day. We're going to find somebody to raid. I hear a snow bunny. Rockabilly shoes G9 probably. You know, I gotta cancel that. I gotta change the name in here. Rockabilly shoes G8 female. Okay, now we're gonna save this as a figure prop asset. I'm totally now in the 50s. The other folder. Let's come over here. I'm saving as an image. Damn it, I hit the wrong button. There we go. Oh, we're going to come over here. Clothing, me, Genesis 8 version. You know what? Just do that. Get rid of that word pose. And we should be good to go. The product, Rockabilly Swing. You are a follower, wardrobe, footwear. Accept that. And we should be good for the night. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Hey, if you're still watching on the YouTube, remember, like and subscribe. And for those of you on Twitch, we're going to go right out to somebody. Let's see who's on. Don't worry, they'll be cool. Or maybe not. That's, I'm scrolling down to the bottom of our list here, and we work our way back up. Irumakin is on. Sally Quinn is on. Coming down a little bit further. Kuya Sai Live is on. Kuya's a really cool guy who I don't visit that often. He's a marvelous musician, but today he is playing League of Legends. Cooking Without Looking is playing Baldur's Gate. She is a blind Twitch streamer. Without Looking often does cooking streams. AW Board is just chatting. Shaking Not Stirred is doing music. Our friend Zyra Stana is doing crafts. And Sally Quinn is doing. He's doing body art. Pride Butterfly Body Paint. I think maybe I'll just leave you over there with her. We'll do that for tonight. I appreciate everybody being here. Nobody said she'd wear it even that long. Okay. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. Hey, you following CS Bond 2? If you aren't, check him out. Super cool cat. I appreciate everybody who's been here tonight. Hey, we have a Discord, or a Discord if you spelled it correctly. If you join the Discord and you put stuff in the gallery, we have a Saturday night social, 8 p.m. on Saturdays. We do an art share, we do a Discord chat, and an old cartoon. If you want to join us, feel free to drop stuff in the gallery. If you actually aren't there, we will share it anyhow. Hey, thanks for being here, Rod. I'm glad you survived today. Also, I do announce in the Discord whether or not I am streaming on scheduled streaming days. Next scheduled stream will be Thursday, 7 p.m. I may not be streaming on Saturday on the early stream. We'll see how that goes. The neighbors are having a party. Hey, thanks for being here, Lun. Appreciate you being here, man. So let's do this. We got raid calls. If you can join the raid, that would be super cool. If you're not a sub and you can join the raid, feel free to copy that. Starting with that little raid emote. If you are a sub, you can use the sub raid, which I myself am now copying. Actually, I'm not going to copy it just yet because I got to copy Sally Quinn Creations and start the raid. Control C. Let's do this. Like I said, I will be back Thursday. I appreciate you all being here. Raid, Control V, hit enter. I have started the raid. There we go. 6 viewers ready to raid Sally Quinn Creations. Cool. Alrighty. Thank you all for being here. I hope you have a good rest of a Tuesday or Wednesday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. And hasta la vista, baby.